천자문,
千字文、
千字文.
In this lesson, we will look at characters 545 through 552 of the 1,000 character classic, the 1,500-year-old Chinese classic in which no characters are repeated. Duke Huan unified and brought order.
환공광합,
桓公匡合
桓公匡合.
He supported the weak and toppled states.
제약 부경,
济弱扶傾
济弱扶倾.
Let's look at line 137. I'll offer an English translation character by character. Mighty. Wood post. Public. Duke. Rectify. Correct. Unite. Gather. I should mention that the two characters on the left refer to a person. That's Duke Huan. So together they can be translated as Duke Huan unified and brought order. Let's hear it pronounced. You will hear it from a recording in Korean, Japanese, and Chinese.
환공광합,
桓公匡合
桓公匡合.
On to line 138, character by character. Cross, assist. Weak, vulnerable. Support. Tilt, lean. Together they can be translated as, he supported the weak and toppled states. Now let's hear it pronounced.
제약 부경,
济弱扶傾
济弱扶倾.
Let's look at the composition of some of the characters. So this one can mean wood post or a kind of tree. So the tree radical is fitting. I think the component on the right is phonetic. Next, I'll look at 547. The radical for this character is the 22nd, Kangxi radical, meaning open box, which also has the meaning of frame. The character for craftsman or artisan also contains this radical. Next, I'll look at 549. This character is most commonly seen in the word for economy, but it originally related to ferrying or crossing, which is why it has a water radical. The right side component is used for phonetics. On to 550. This one means weak. It has the bow radical and also has feathers. So think of a bow that is strung too softly. And next, 551. So the right component means man or husband, and the left component is the hand. So the idea is that a hand is there to support a man. So based on the 8 characters of these two lines, I've come up with a word list. I've tried to select words that are common and relevant to Japanese, Korean, and Chinese. Now you hear the words spoken in each language. Park.
공원,
公園
公园.
Official business.
공모,
公務
公務.
Correction, remedy.
광정,
強制
匡正.
Union, combination, alliance.
연합,
連合
联合.
Economy.
경제,
経済
经济.
Weak point.
약점,
弱点
弱点.
Support, maintenance.
부양,
扶養
抚养.
Inclination, slant.
경사,
傾斜
倾斜.
Tendency.
경향,
傾向
倾向.
Have a look one more time at the words of this lesson. See which ones you remember. Okay, let's move on. Now take one more look at each of the characters and offer a few additional notes for each character. I'll give each character a rating. A rating of 5 suggests the character is common and essential. A rating of 1 suggests the character could be obsolete. So let's start with 545. Those with some knowledge of Korean history and culture should know that this character is the name of Hwan, who, as the father of Donggun, was a key figure in the founding myth of Korea. On to 546. While this character often refers to nobility in classical usage, it's more common today in things related to the public. For instance, a park, a public toilet, a public telephone, or an opening to the public. There are many other such examples. And this one is a rare character, even though it looks pretty easy to remember. It's used in names, so it is in both the 100 Family Names Classic and also Japan's Jin Meiyo list of kanji. Those are kanji that are allowable to be used in names. And this character refers to cooperation and combinations. It seems common in sports, and most specifically the martial art Aikido or Hapkido uses this character. This traditional Chinese word, seen here, refers to the unification of energy, and that forms the basis of the name of the martial art. So on to 549. Now I mentioned earlier this character originally meant to ferry someone or to help them cross a river. Now it's most commonly seen as part of the word for economy. So it's interesting to think that the roots of economy lie in the relieving of hardship. During hard economic times, governments try to shore up the economy. This means weak. You could see this sign on trains in Korea, suggesting that certain seats are reserved for the weak and the old. Now, I know this is a very common sign in Korea, but I'm not sure if it's used the same way in Japan or China. So this word relates to support. And one interesting usage is the common Chinese word for handrail, shown here. However, Japanese and Korean have different words for handrail. And finally, we have this character that means lean or tilt or topple. And one interesting usage is in idioms related to women of extraordinary beauty who can topple a country. So that's a wrap for this lesson. And so in the next lesson, we'll hear of other wise and noble people who had a good influence over the society they lived in.
천자문,
센지문, 千字文.
As always, I remind you that I make these videos partly for my own study purposes. My skills are not advanced in these languages, so it's quite likely I've made some mistakes or forgotten something obvious. If you do notice something or have a question, let me know in the comments. The goal of this channel is to make a video for each line of the 1000 character classic while using this classic as a lens to explore language study methods and connections between the Chinese, Japanese, and Korean languages. I wish you happy and productive language studies.